government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.
Good morning and welcome back to whatever this is, featuring me. Yes, it's Cool Frog. As far as that goes, open mic. Anybody that wishes to join, simply hit me up and say, "Hey, I want to join." Uh, y- you know, uh,
It's
totally.
a New York
Anybody
area
that would
code,
like to join
and
can
it's
join.
our call for a
Now,
speaker of integrity,
House
intelligence, and
has
inclusion.
convened. They've been there for
212 is
probably
our
about the
call
last
for a
hour
speaker
ish.
who will protect our children, our veterans, our
Hopefully,
planet. 212
they
is
select
our
a speaker
call
of the house
for a
today.
speaker who will grow the middle class, lower costs, create good paying
We'll
jobs,
see.
and
We'll
make
find out.
healthcare affordable. 212 is
Again,
our
anybody
call
that wants
for a
would like to
speaker
join.
who will
Hit me up.
secure
We'll throw you
liberty,
links. We'll get you in here.
justice, and opportunity for everyone. Well, the unanimous call of 212 House Democrats has been answered by our nominee for Speaker, the gentleman from Brooklyn, the leader of our House Democratic Caucus, the Honorable Hakeem Jeffries.
As far as that goes, everybody kind of understands that Democrats, they stand solid, firm together on Hakeem Jeffries being
Leader Jeffries has answered
their
our
leader,
call, but
though
the
he's really not.
majority's nominee is disconnected.
As Nancy
From the
Nancy
American
Pelosi still
people
is.
and their
She's
values.
just using him
MAGA extremism
as a
is
face.
designed to divide, and it has
What's up, KLI?
broken
Good to see
the
you.
Republican Party. Their nominee's vision is a direct attack on the freedom and the rights of the American people, and he's got the record to prove it. The Republican nominee has voted against health care for children, for veterans, even for 9/11 survivors. He has opposed lowering the cost of insulin repeatedly. He wants to cut Social Security and Medicare. Don't take it from me. It was raised on the other side of the aisle just this week as a selling point to make him speaker. Over his 16 years in the House, the Republican nominee has never supported a farm bill. What does that mean? What does that mean? It means he has turned his back on farmers, on rural communities, and the 11 million children who go to bed hungry in this country.
Thanks for your hypocrisy.
The Republican
as you speak of the money that doesn't get spent on our own kids, but you're going to sit there and you're going to still ramshackle something through to try
rape, incest,
put money into
or the health of a mother.
The hands of like Israel or Ukraine.
We want to make our own healthcare decisions in consultation with our families, our doctors, our faith, not with Jim Jordan. The Republican nominee plotted to overturn the 2020 election, traffics in misinformation, and is a true threat to our democracy and our Constitution. I have had the privilege of working here in the People's House for almost 10 years.
It's
and
too
I've
long.
gotten to know many of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle. And I know
Is that why you look like you're still sniveling?
that you hear the same thing that I do. The American people expect us
To be fair, she was
to
great
work
as the Wicked Witch of the
together
West.
on their behalf.
You might not be wrong.
It is not too late for the majority to choose a bipartisan path forward to reopen the House. Take yes for an answer. Every day, the majority chooses to engage in a Republican civil war that is threatening their own members instead of engaging with us in the work of the American people is a day that weakens this institution and the standing of our country. We need a speaker who will govern through consensus, not conflict. We need a speaker worthy of wielding that gavel, a leader who will defend democracy, not degrade it. More than ever, we need proven, patriotic, people-first leadership. And that is why I am proud to nominate Hakeem Jeffries as Speaker of the House.
And of course, Democrats are going to vote their way. Republicans are going to vote theirs. The issue for the last few days, if you haven't caught on, was that Republicans can't stay together and put up Jim Jordan or anybody else for that matter in a reasonable manner. They need to go about this in the way they are, because they're not solid. Republicans are not solid.
Call the roll.
Oh no.
Adams.
Okay, so now they're going to call
Jeffries.
another.
Adderholt. Jordan. Aguilar. Jeffries. Alford. Jordan. Allen. Jordan.
So the
Alright.
number to really watch isn't really the one
Jeffries.
for Jordan or Jeffries. The number to
Amode.
really seriously pay attention to is that
Jordan.
others. If that goes up over a couple,
Armstrong.
we're going to have issues. And it's going to
Jordan.
go run into the same issue that it had been.
Arrington.
And you're not going to have a speaker still.
Jordan. Auchincloss.
She said it
Jeffries.
was white and her hair
Babin.
is from negotiation,
Jordan.
not age or stress.
Bacon.
Uh-huh.
McHenry.
Okay, so there's one.
Baird. Jordan. Balderson. Jordan. Ballant. Jeffries. Banks. Jordan.
Keep yourselves entertained. I'll be right back.
Barr. Jordan. Bedegan. Jeffries. Bean of Florida. Jordan. Beatty. Jeffries. Bentz. Jordan. Barra. Jeffries. Bergman. Jordan. Byer. Jeffries. Bice. Jordan. Biggs. Jordan. Bilirakis. Jordan. Bishop of Georgia. Jeffries. Bishop of North Carolina. Jordan. Blumenauer. Jeffries. Blunt Rochester. Jeffries. Bobert. Jordan. Bonamici. Jeffries. Bast. Bast.
At this point, I
Bowman.
would nominate Robespierre.
Jeffries.
I mean,
Boyle of Pennsylvania.
at this point, fucking
Jeffries.
nominate somebody that's not even in the
Brakeen.
house.
Jordan.
That's the point. Is this doesn't need to be
Brown.
somebody that's already in the
Jeffries.
house. Has to be somebody
Brownlee.
from outside this world that every single one of
Jeffries.
these people would go ahead and say, yeah, let's go with that
Buchanan.
person.
Donalds.
And there's two. This isn't gonna go down good.
Buck.
No way.
Emmer.
There's three.
Bouchon. Jordan. Budzinski. Jeffries. Burchett. Burchett. Jordan. Burgess. Jordan. Burleson. Jordan. Bush. Jeffries.
Jordan, obviously. I mean,
Calvert.
357. I'm with you. I'm with
Jordan.
you. Obviously, that's what it should be.
Kamek.
But you can see that others is
Jordan.
already at three.
Caraveo. Jeffries.
And that's the issue.
Carbajal.
Is there's too many
Jeffries.
Republicans that refuse to
Cardenas.
go along with the vote. They
Jeffries.
want to go and do their own.
Carey.
It's understandable. But there's a lot of division over there.
Jordan. Carl. Jordan. Carson. Jeffries.
Y'all like this and share this out
Carter
somewhere.
of Georgia.
Let everybody know where we're at.
Jordan. Carter of Louisiana. Jeffries. Carter of Texas. Jordan. Cartwright. Jeffries. Kassar. Jeffries. Case. Jeffries. Caston. Jeffries. Castor of Florida. Jeffries. Castro of Texas. Jeffries. Chavez DeReamer. McHenry.
That's four. That's the problem.
Shearfullis McCormick.
That's the problem.
Jeffries. Chu.
That means he doesn't get.
Jeffries. Cisco Mani.
He's not going to get selected again.
Jordan. Clark of Massachusetts. Jeffries.
Jeffries is
Clark of
is
New
the
York.
Democrat side, so
Jeffries.
all Democrats are going to vote for Jeffrey.
Cleaver. Jeffries.
So I'm saying is
Klein.
the ones that should be voting for Jordan
Cloud.
that are putting themselves in that other position
Jordan. Clyburn.
are the corrupt
Jeffries.
deep state
Clyde.
that wants it their way.
Jordan.
They want it to go back to being
Cohen.
McCarthy because they knew that they're getting. They're being able to
Jeffries.
get what they wanted.
Cole, Jordan. Collins, Jordan. Comer, Jordan. Connolly, Jeffries. Correa, Jeffries. Costa, Jeffries. Courtney, Jeffries. Craig, Jeffries. Crane, Jordan. Crawford, Jordan.
Open mic. Anybody that wants to join
Crenshaw.
me, thinks they have
Jordan.
something to say,
Crockett,
hit me up.
Jeffries.
Send you a link.
Crow, Jeffries.
Be ready for
Cuellar.
tonight. Tonight should be a good open
Jeffries.
mic on
Curtis,
Rumble
Jordan.
for this
Davids
wonderful
of
Friday
Kansas.
that it is.
Jeffries.
Lots of potential
Davidson.
people showing up.
Jordan.
Different people.
Davis of Illinois,
Should be fun. I'm excited.
Jeffries. Davis of North Carolina, Jeffries. Dean of Pennsylvania,
Tonight,
Jeffries.
before that,
DeGette, Jeffries.
9
Cruz.
o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Mountain.
Jordan.
Uh,
DeLauro,
we'll be over on with the
Jeffries.
Peep Show. The Peep Show. We're going to be over there
Delvene.
watching Caveman
Jeffries.
before we go live tonight.
Deluzio,
That is a thing. If you
Jeffries.
don't know what that is, you don't know how to get there,
Desanye,
we can get you there.
Jeffries. Desjardins,
Will Jeffries be the
Jordan.
speaker then? No.
D'Esposito, Zeldin. Diaz
It
Balart, Scalise.
would, but I'm running. Probably wouldn't want me panting into the mic. I mean,
Dingle,
depends.
Jeffries.
I might be down.
Doggett,
What's up, Div? Good to see you, dude.
Jeffries. Donalds, Jordan. Duarte, Jordan. Duncan, Jordan. Dunn of Florida, Jordan.
So, I mean, we can pretty much all assume that, you know, that
Edwards.
this particular count is done and over with.
Jordan.
Nobody's going to be selected.
Elsie,
Too many Republicans still
Mike
sitting
Garcia.
in the other category. See, now there's 7. It just... It's very disturbing to see what our government is doing
Jordan.
with itself.
Escobar, Jeffries. Eshu,
I guess the only other question now would be
Espaillat,
can the others
Jeffries.
number is that going to be
Estes.
smaller than yesterday's 22?
Jordan. Evans, Jeffries. Ezel, Jordan. Fallon, Jordan. Feenstra, Jordan. Ferguson, Scalise.
8. This isn't good.
Finstad, Jordan. Fischbach, Jordan. Fitzgerald, Jordan.
Again, open mic. Anybody that
Fitzpatrick.
wishes or wants, hit me up.
McHenry.
I'll throw you a link.
Fleischman, Jordan.
Was that 8th guy a Republican? Yep. No, this guy
Fletcher.
number 9, another Republican. It's all the
Jeffries.
Republicans that are going to the other.
Flood, Jordan.
The Democrats are going to
Foster.
stand firm together on Jeffries. They're
Jeffries.
not going to. They're not going to sway off of that. They're going to stay
Bushi.
right where they're at.
Jeffries.
All these others are all Republicans.
Fox.
Rhinos.
Fox. Lois Franco. Jeffries. Scott Franklin. Jordan. Frost.
Why
Jeffries.
do the others not like
Fry.
Jordan?
Jordan.
They want
Fulcher.
and would rather it had stayed
Jordan.
with McCarthy, is where that
Gates.
pretty much comes down to.
Jordan.
Um,
Gallagher.
they were
Jordan.
against the whole ordeal. There's quite a few
Gallego.
of them. 16
Jeffries.
the other day
Garamendi.
that voted other. Yesterday it was at
Jeffries.
22 that voted other.
Garbarino.
Hopefully that number's changed just a
Zeldin.
little bit. If it's changed enough, they'll come back and they'll try doing another vote. See
Mike
if they can't
Garcia.
sway it again.
Jordan.
Otherwise, they're gonna go away for the weekend.
Robert Garcia.
We won't see him until Monday or Tuesday again.
Jeffries.
This is
Garcia
not.
of Illinois.
This is not the way we want
Jeffries.
our government to be run.
Garcia of Texas. Jeffries. Jimenez. McCarthy.
See, McCarthy. There's a lot of them that felt that McCarthy was slated, that Gates shouldn't have done what he had done to McCarthy.
Golden of Maine.
But Gates told him, I'm going to hold you
Jeffries.
accountable for everything that you do.
Goldman of New York. Jeffries. Gomez. Jeffries. Tony Gonzalez. Scalise. Vicente Gonzalez.
Clowns?
Vicente Gonzalez.
Yes, clowns. Dumbest circus on earth. Yep.
Good of
This
Virginia.
is worse than the dumbest circus on earth.
Jordan.
Even
Gooden
at the
of
worst
Texas.
circus,
Jordan.
you'd actually have some kind of entertainment.
Gosar.
This, to me, it's
Jordan.
entertainment, but I like
Gottheimer.
watching this kind of stuff.
Jeffries.
An awful lot of people that don't
Granger.
like paying attention to this kind of stuff, and they're watching it now
Scalise.
because they're like, oh, there's so many people that are watching this. People just don't.
Graves of Louisiana. Jordan. Graves of Missouri.
Jordan's
Jordan.
a real dude and doesn't hold back. Yeah, pretty
Green
much.
of Tennessee. Jordan. Green of
You know,
Texas.
and you could ask the same question of why did we do the same thing with McCarthy and allow them
Jeffries.
to go through 15 different votes? They went
Green
through
of
15 of
Georgia.
them. They shouldn't have done that.
Jordan.
They shouldn't have done that. They should have immediately said,
Griffin.
okay, first time out. Nope, you're
Jordan.
done. And done a round
Grijalva.
robin. Just started selecting different people
Jeffries.
and seeing if you couldn't get
Rothman.
a full vote. And really,
Jordan.
the job shouldn't go to the person that
Guest.
wants it. The job should go to the person that
Jordan.
doesn't want it
Guthrie. Jordan.
when it comes to these people.
Hageman. Jordan. Harder of California. Jeffries. Harris. Jordan. Harshbarger. Jordan. Hayes. Jeffries. Hearn. Jordan.
This part
Higgins
is
of
boring. They'll
Louisiana.
just keep voting every time they get together.
Jordan.
Mhm.
Higgins of New York. Jeffries.
It is kind of boring. It is kind of boring,
Hill.
but it happens. It happens. There's
Jordan.
some things that you just have to live
Himes.
through, and
Jeffries.
this is
Henson.
beyond ridiculous.
Jordan. Horsford. Jeffries. Houchin. Jordan. Houlihan. Jeffries. Hoyer. Jeffries. Hoyle of Oregon. Jeffries. Hudson. Jordan. Huffman. Jeffries. Huizinga. Jordan. Hunt. Hunt. Isa. Jordan. Ivy.
What?
Ivy. Jeffries. Jackson of Illinois.
Somebody did something.
Jeffries.
As sad as it is. Squab
Jackson of North
Bob.
Carolina.
What's
Jeffries.
going on?
Jackson of Texas. Jordan. Jackson Lee. Jeffries. Jacobs. Jeffries. James. Donalds.
Boom, 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 boom. What's up, Boomer?
Jayapal. Jeffries. Jeffries. Jeffries.
Yay, you voted for yourself. How ignorant can you be? Ah, yay.
Johnson of Georgia.
They're still playing fuck the constituents game? Yes. Yes.
Johnson of Louisiana. Jordan. Johnson of Ohio. Jordan. Johnson of South Dakota. Jordan. Jordan. Jordan.
Yay, we can just be as much of a hypocrite as the other. Yay, you voted for
Joyce
yourself.
of Ohio. Jordan. Joyce of Pennsylvania. Jordan. Cam Lager Dove. Jeffries. Captor. Jeffries. Kane of New Jersey. McCarthy.
Kevin McCarthy. 15. 15 rhinos in a bucket. How many
Keating.
more can fit?
Jeffries. Kelly of Illinois. Jeffries. Kelly of Mississippi. Jordan. Kelly of Pennsylvania. Scalise.
So dumb. Swamp creatures
Hanna.
unite.
Jeffries. Kiggins of Virginia. McHenry. Kildee. Jeffries. Kylie. Jordan. Kilmer. Jeffries. Kim of
Divinity asked the
California.
question earlier. So does Jeffries just get
Jordan.
the spot? No. And the reason is the
Kim of
reason the
New
no
Jersey.
comes into play is because he still
Jeffries.
needs 217. He's not going to
Krishnamurthy.
have the numbers either.
Jeffries.
And you need 217
Custer.
votes to become
Jeffries.
Speaker of the House.
Kustoff. Jordan. LaHood.
Democrats only
Jordan.
have 213.
La
They
Lota.
don't have enough
Zeldin.
to put them over. Jim Jordan also seemingly doesn't have enough to put him over.
LaMalfa. Jordan. Lamborn. Jordan. Landsman. Jeffries. Langworthy. Jordan. Larson of Washington. Jeffries. Larson of Connecticut. Jeffries.
We are all on this YouTube
Latta.
side. If you haven't done so already, please hit that like button.
Jordan.
Share this out to the places you like to share things,
Laturner.
let your friends know where you're at. And,
Jordan.
you know, try creating some more conversation. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this
McHenry.
channel. Subscribe to this channel. I'm going to try bringing you these daily, whatever this is, shows
of
during the
California.
day.
Jeffries.
Stick with Cool Frogs that everybody
Lee of Florida.
knows me from.
Jordan.
The news and
Lee
politics
of Nevada.
cycle that I normally run is going to be run on
Jeffries.
Rumble only. Those are still
Lee of
8:30 Mountain
Pennsylvania.
Standard Time,
Jeffries.
10:30 for the East Coast.
Ledger
Those
Fernandez.
that can't figure that out.
Jeffries. Let's go.
I do have lots of other things going
Jordan.
on. Conversations
Letlow.
with Cool Frog is
Jordan.
lighting up. I got a lot of people
Levin.
on the line that are interested
Jeffries.
in joining
Lou.
those conversations. I'm
Jeffries.
excited to see this continue,
Lofgren.
and that's going to be on
Jeffries.
locals. Locals, if you haven't
Loudermilk.
brought yourself to locals,
Jordan.
just another opinion.locals.com. I totally
Jordan.
say that you should do
Luke
that.
Kmeyer. Jordan.
There's a promo code Let's Go,
Luna.
LETSGO, all one word.
Jordan.
Take yourself
Latrell. Jordan.
to the locals. Again, just
Lynch.
another opinion.locals.com. Use that promo code. Get
Jeffries.
yourself a free month.
Mace. Jordan. Magaziner. Jeffries. Maliotakis.
Meliotakis.
Jordan. Man. Jordan. Manning. Jeffries. Massey. Jordan.
It's so sad
Mass.
to see
Jordan.
this continue to happen
Matsui.
over and
Jeffries.
over again.
Macbeth.
If they go on break, or they
McCarthy.
go away for the rest of the
Jordan.
day. You know,
McCall.
that's very bad. They
Jordan.
need to sit here
McLean.
and keep voting until they get somebody,
Jordan.
regardless to who it
McClellan.
is. They need to go ahead and they need
Jeffries.
to pull the
McClintock.
plurality
Jordan.
vote like they had talked about
McCullum.
within the last few days or whatever, which would
Jeffries.
potentially be bad because it would go to the person with the most votes, which could
McCormick.
potentially still turn out to be
Jordan. McGarvey.
Jeffries with
Jeffries.
a
McGovern.
majority Republican House still
Jeffries.
have
McHenry.
Jeffries being
Jordan.
your speaker. It is
Meeks.
possible. It is very possible.
Jeffries. Menendez. Jeffries. Mang. Jeffries.
Latrell
Muser.
for Jordan.
Jordan.
Saw that coming.
Mfume. Jeffries. Miller of Illinois. Jordan. Miller of
They're
Ohio.
clapping because they retarded. I mean, sorta.
Jordan.
Sorta. I mean,
Miller of West Virginia. Jordan. Miller Meeks. McHenry. Mills. Jordan. Molinaro. Zeldin.
Lee Zeldin. Really?
Molinar. Jordan.
Zach, I don't care who it
Mooney.
is.
Jordan. Moore of Alabama.
Moore.
Jordan. Moore of Utah. Jordan. Moore of Wisconsin. Jeffries.
Scanson.
Moran. Jordan. Morelli. Jeffries. Moskowitz.
Moskowitz.
Jeffries. Moulton. Jeffries. Mervan.
21.
Jeffries.
21. Is
Mullen.
this is just
Jeffries.
ridiculous.
Murphy. Jordan.
They need to do
Nadler.
all of it because they need to see where people actually
Jeffries.
stand.
Napolitano. Jeffries. Neal. Jeffries. Negus. Jeffries.
Lagoose.
Nails.
Morgan Luttrell is a retired SEAL.
Newhouse.
Okay.
Jordan. Nickel. Jeffries. Norcross. Jeffries. Norman. Jordan. None of Iowa. Jordan.
You
Obernolte.
still have to sit through it. You still have to sit through it.
Jordan.
You don't have a choice.
Ocasio-Cortez. Jeffries. Ogles. Jordan. Omar. Omar. Jeffries. Owens.
Jeffries.
Jordan. Pallone. Jeffries. Palmer. Jordan. Panetta. Jeffries. Pappas. Jeffries. Pasquale. Jeffries. Payne.
Yeah, this is a
Payne.
pain to watch. Oh,
Pelosi. Jeffries.
she's so
Peltola.
dumb.
Jeffries. Pence.
This.
Jordan. Perez. Jeffries.
Here you go.
Perry. Jordan. Peters. Jeffries. Pedersen. Jeffries. Pfluger.
Pfluger.
Jordan. Phillips. Jeffries. Pingree. Jeffries. Pocan. Jeffries. Porter. Jeffries. Posey. Jordan.
Jordan.
Presley. Jeffries. Quigley. Jeffries. Ramirez. Jeffries. Raskin. Jeffries. Reschenthaler. Jordan. Rogers of Washington. Jordan. Rogers of Alabama. Jordan. Rogers of Kentucky. Jordan. Rose. Jordan. Rosendale.
Rosendale.
Jordan.
Oh,
Ross.
this is just ridiculous.
Jeffries. Rouser. Jordan. Roy.
Mr. Jordan.
Ruiz. Jeffries. Rupersberger. Jeffries.
Oh,
Rutherford. Scalise.
what's up, Dave?
Ryan. Jeffries. Salazar. Jordan. Salinas. Jeffries. Sanchez. Jeffries. Santos. Jordan. Sarbanes. Jeffries. Scalise. Jordan. Scanlon. Jeffries. Schakowsky. Jeffries. Schiff. Jeffries. Schneider. Jeffries. Skolton. Jeffries. Schreier. Jeffries. Schweikert.
Schweikert.
Jordan. Austin Scott. Jordan. David Scott. Jeffries. Scott of Virginia. Jeffries. Self. Jordan. Sessions. Jordan. Sewell. Jeffries.
So
Sherman.
painful.
Jeffries. Cheryl.
You got to go through this
Jeffries.
whole rigmarole bullshit
Simpson.
every
Scalise.
single time, even though you know, 23.
Slotkin.
It's just, oh my lord,
Jeffries.
it's worse than it was yesterday.
Smith of Missouri. Jordan. Smith of Nebraska. Jordan. Smith of New Jersey. Jordan.
They're afraid of Jim
Smith
Jordan.
of Washington. Jeffries. Smucker.
They're so afraid of Jim
Jordan.
Jordan. It's amazing.
Sorensen.
I mean, he's strong on
Jeffries.
committee, so I
Soto.
really wasn't. I'm not really a proponent for Jordan being there
Jeffries.
anyway. But
Spanberger.
they
Jeffries.
sure as hell can do a better job
Sparks.
than this.
Jordan.
They don't need it to be Scalise or
Stansberg.
McCarthy. They don't need these top
Jeffries.
swamp creatures to be there. Whoever these people are that are allowing
Stanton.
this to continue, the
Jeffries.
charade that it is,
Stauber.
they need to
Westerman.
stop making a mockery of the United States of America. 24. Jim is scary.
Steele.
Some say he may be a little unhinged.
Jordan. Stefanik.
Some would say that he may be
Jordan.
a little,
Style.
too
Jordan.
out there, straightforward,
Jordan.
man of his word.
Stevens. Jeffries.
Yes,
Strickland.
they are. They're very scared of him.
Jeffries.
Not that he is scary.
Strong.
They're just scared of him.
Jordan. Swalwell. Jeffries. Sykes. Jeffries. Takano. Jeffries. Tenney. Jordan. Tanadar. Jeffries. Thompson of California. Jeffries. Thompson of Mississippi. Jeffries.
I think the bigger question is, what are they going to do after
Thompson of
this? Are they
Pennsylvania.
going to come back for
Jordan.
another vote? They're going to go for vote
Tiffany.
number 5?
Jordan. Timmons. Jordan.
Really kind of
Titus.
disturbing to
Jeffries.
see the 24 now
Tlaib.
all of a sudden.
Jeffries.
Um,
Takuda. Jeffries.
this isn't going to go away. I'm going to just take it down for a few seconds. It looks like one of the friends of this channel, Grimsbar. He sent this to me. I sent him a link. He says he's headed to work. Said I could go for it and play his premiere. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna listen to Grimsbar. It's called Time Again. Awesome. Awesome. That was stuff by Grimsbar. Grimsbar just sent that to me, so that was an actual premiere that just happened. It just happened. So, you haven't checked out Grimsbar, you should totally check out Grimsbar. He's got some great stuff. He's been playing around with that AI music for a while. Let's bring back the house. It looks like they're at 25 others.
The reading clerk will now call the names of the members who did not answer the first roll call.
As I said,
Bast, Jordan,
all Democrats will go one way. Republicans are split.
Fox, Jordan, Vicente Gonzalez, Vicente Gonzalez, Hunt, Hunt, Payne,
Good to see you, Grim. Good to see you.
Payne,
Just played that video. That was pretty good. Pretty good music that you got going on there. Still got that talent.
Van Orden, Van Orden,
We're over here watching the house be ignorant and can't figure out who they want to actually put as the Speaker of the House.
Any members who did not answer the call of the roll, they may come to the well and vote at this time.
You didn't vote. You didn't want to have your voice be heard and what you actually had to say and what it was. You can now come up here and you can silently put in your vote. I didn't want him to know. I didn't want him to know that I wasn't going to vote for him. Grimmy, I'll make sure that I put you in the description line for that song. Later, Grim. Have a good one. Enjoy your day at work. Yeah, I'll have a great show. I will. Again, open mic. Anybody interested, wanting to come and join me, want to come and hang out for a short bit? Don't forget to come back tonight on Rumble. As we hold Friday night open. You just never this Friday night open mics. You'd be surprised. And the groups of people that I've talked to see if I can't get some new voices in the room, some new conversations. I think it should be fun on what we can potentially have here within tonight. Hopefully it should be exciting. I'm excited. Be excited. Oh. And they're gonna continue with this charade. We're gonna sit here and we're gonna watch this, I guess. Nobody wants to join me. Nobody has any ideas on a conversation they'd like to have. You can come in here. You can come join me. You can. Listen, you can sit here and watch get pissed off that can't pull their heads out their asses. 'Cause that's all they know how to do. That's all they know how to do. Sit there with their heads straight up their asses. 25. 25. So, three more than yesterday. I decided to go ahead and go the opposite direction than the way we wanted them to. Uh, this puts 0 people in the seat. Now, the interesting, if they decided to do the plurality vote and they pull that out and say, okay, let's do this with the current numbers, Jeffries would be your Speaker of your House. But they can't use these numbers. They got to use another set because just in case. So, will they come back for this next vote? Will they not come back for the next vote? I'm driving the hubs around. Oh, you're okay. You're okay, Boomer. It's more of an open anybody. It doesn't have to be the one that can't. Can be anybody. Anybody can come and join. If I know where you're at and I know how to send you a link, I'll do that. I'll do just that. Get in your seats. Get out of the well. Shut your mouths. And do your jobs. They don't want to do their jobs. None of them want to do their jobs. Why would you think that they would not want to just go and do their job? Biden White House. What did he do? No. Let's see. Let's see who else is there anybody else that's running right now? Should be a couple people. Eddie Johnson. I know that my algorithm's all messed up over here on the YouTube side, so it's rough. It's rough when they really seriously. I know that they're suppressing it. If you haven't done so, share this out. Share this out somewhere. Let everybody know where we're at. I don't even to do as I say myself, and My studio's not even open yet. I'm just like sitting here. Ridiculous. Irish La Tahina. Hello. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Hello. I hit the thumbs up. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Texan. We're just watching the House as they convened this morning here and decided to not elect a
C-SPAN's
Speaker of the
live coverage
House.
of the House of Representatives, and it
I was
looks like the
wondering, why is
clerks
C-SPAN
are
just allowing this to
working to
happen? C-SPAN
officially
usually jumps
tabulate
in and
the results of this third round of votes for Speaker of the House. Jim Jordan not getting the votes that he needed.
Well-
The numbers right now looking like 210 Democrats voting for Hakeem Jeffries. They are missing two of their members. 194 for Jim Jordan, 25 Republicans defecting. That number has grown since earlier in the week when there were 20 on Tuesday, 22 on Wednesday, and on this Friday morning, 25 of his GOP
it was only
colleagues
16 the
voting
first day.
against
Stop
his
it.
nomination for Speaker.
Stop it.
Live coverage here on the House, here of the House, here on C-SPAN.
But for her to point out the obvious of the 25 others, that are defecting per se, as she put it, from the Republican Party and selecting other people like McCarthy or Scalise. I think we really need to take inventory of the 25 people and who they really are, where they're from, who their voting constituents really are. If they're somebody that you normally vote for, maybe might think of voting differently this come up election if they're up. And eventually they will be, but something to keep in mind that if you know who these 25 are, maybe not the best Republicans out there. They kind of seem a little bit of like they're a little bit of a rhino-ish, like McCarthy. Rhino. So, hadn't even created the event.
We are waiting for the official count of this third round of balloting on the nomination of Jim Jordan, the Republican from Ohio, to serve as Speaker. And we are learning from Capitol Hill reporters, Billy House of Bloomberg, Eric Wasson of Bloomberg as well, that the GOP conference, will head back into a closed-door meeting at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Again, Jim Jordan not getting the magic number he needed today on this third round of balloting to become Speaker.
But again, if they go off the plurality vote, there's the potential of doing. Last time that happened was all the way back Civil War, just before and just after, where they had to they couldn't agree, and they had to go off of the majority as opposed to the necessary numbers. They would go off of who actually did have the most votes, which if you went off of it right now, you'd have Jeffries if you had Jeffries as your Speaker of the House, it wouldn't really necessarily be the worst thing, but you're going to have problems getting things done because he's going to be appointing committees a little bit different. You're gonna have some issues completing tasks in a split house like that. You really need to they need to rein this in. They need to rein this in, and they need to uh, put somebody better in that position. Okay, here comes McHenry. Wrap that gavel. Come on. We know you can.
The House will come to order. The tellers agree in their tally that the total number of votes cast is 429, of which the Honorable Jim Jordan of the state of Ohio has received 194. The Honorable Hakeem Jeffries of the state of New York has received 210. The Honorable Patrick McHenry of the state of North Carolina has received 6.
Oh, Volstorm. Good to see you. Only upside to this is they can't vote on the spending bill.
All right, the House will come to
Right.
order. The House will
But-
come to order.
They need to do something quick because they only have so many days
The Honorable
before
Byron Donalds of the
government
state of
shuts
Florida has
down. They had a
received 2.
45-day thing
The Honorable Tom Emmer of the state of Minnesota
that they're
has
already
received
almost
1.
30 days into.
Lee Zeldin of the state of New York has received 4. The Honorable Steve Scalise of the state of Louisiana has received 8. The Honorable Mike Garcia of the state of California has received 1. The Honorable Kevin McCarthy of the state of California has received 2. The Honorable Bruce Westerman of the state of Arkansas has received 1. No person having received a majority of the whole number of votes cast by surname, a speaker has not been elected. Pursuant to Clause 12A of Rule 1, the chair declares the House in recess, subject to the call of the chair.
Oh, fuck off.
The gavel has come down, and once again, Republicans have refused to accept Jim Jordan as their nominee to be Speaker of the House. We are 17 days now without a Speaker of the House of Representatives. We want to get your reaction to this story on Capitol
only
Hill.
17?
Republicans 202-748-8921. Democrats 202-748-8920.
Seems like it's
All
been a
others,
lot longer than that.
202-748-8922. You can also text us, include your first
You know,
name,
if
city,
you
and
want to do
state
that,
to
you want to go ahead and call them,
202-748-8903.
and you can make it on there, whatever.
You
You
can
be
post on
broadcast
X with the handle
across quite a few
@C-SPAN
different
or
shows.
on Facebook.com
You-
/C-SPAN.
At the end
We
of
already
it,
have
say,
calls lined up. Let's go to them. Sakina in Columbia,
check
Maryland,
out Cool
Republican.
Frog, whatever. I don't.
Sakina, what did you make of this third round of votes today?
Well, I'm actually very, very disappointed in the Republicans. I'm not sure what they're doing. I know politics.
Very,
it's
very
important, yet
disappointing.
it's still, in some ways, it's a game, and you have to play the game. It seems as though the Democrats
I don't wanna
know
watch
how
this.
to play the game.
I don't want to watch this. I don't care about C-SPAN and going through what C-SPAN has to. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna look at C-SPAN itself and see what else they have going on for today, scheduling wise, and it looks like absolutely nothing. Nobody wants to come talk to me this morning? All right. I get it. They're like, nah, you're boring. We don't want to come talk to you. Just kidding. I know if there's people that could, they would. There's a lot of you that are unavailable to do so. I get it. I'm good. Kind of scroll some Twitter here for the moment just to see if there's anything good. anything trending that's like, oh yeah, we should touch on that quick before we go away. Um, I don't know if I want to wait the hour. Um, for them to come back. I don't know if I even want to do that. I don't, I, that's an hour. It's an hour. I need y'all to ask some questions or something. Google translation. What the? Hmm. I don't know. I don't know what y'all doing. Y'all have fun with your conversations. I don't speak Spanish, so as he says, use Google. Google Translate. Google Translate is great because that's the only way I know of how to actually follow the conversation. I hated Spanish in school. Something that they always tried making us take. You had to take, so much of a second language or whatever, and I just I never did well. Getting an oil change in the car, then on brakes, then the coupe. Nice. Learned French because I already knew Spanish. See, that's fun. There you go. Is for me only knowing English as well as I do, because even English is something that I really am not the best at. Um, having a cousin that knows like 22 different languages is amazing to listen to. She teaches English, and you just like I couldn't imagine. I know, I know, it's ridiculous, but you don't get to travel the world and teach English without knowing that many different languages. And of course, English being the hardest language, here I am. Here I am without being able to do a very good job. What were the thoughts on Biden's speech? What? What were my thoughts on Biden's speech last night? That non-coherent gibberish that he had thrown out there. Um, Myself and Boomer were actually live last night on Rumble, and we did go through. We watched Tucker, and then we watched uh, Joe Biden straight afterward. As far as Joe Biden goes, I've never liked the guy. I've never liked the guy. I've always had an issue with him. I knew he wasn't the answer for much of anything. Uh, he- though he is the most legitimate president ever with the most votes, I I have the tendency to believe that him thinking that he's siding with one side or the other when it comes to either the deal in Israel or Ukraine, that he doesn't really know which side he's on. After that speech, Babylon B put out a headline saying he's born in Israel and was found in a basket in the river. Biden's payback for Gore. That's fun. Because, you know, you're probably not wrong. You're probably not wrong. That swamp that it be, both sides of it are horrible. The whole government needs to be shut down. Undone, and all new people need to be put in play.
Republican Party is nominated by our respective districts. We share the Republican Party's stated objectives and values, but we're telling the conference if they want to bring consequence to us individually, and if that would help them to elect Jim Jordan as Speaker, then we're willing to submit.
You mentioned that they should just continue to keep voting, and that Mr. McCarthy went 15 rounds and he was inevitably elected
We need
Speaker.
to keep voting.
Now, Mr. Nels came out here and said that his fourth vote is going to be for Mr. Trump. Are you worried that more of your colleagues are going to flip in some other direction?
Well, I'm pretty sure Troy Nels isn't going to stand between Jim Jordan and the
That's right.
speakership. I've got a pretty high confidence.
Thank
Are
you,
you
guys.
not going to
Yep,
work
thank
to
y'all
try
so
to flip
much.
them?
What about the Congress?
I know. I want to go back
that's
just
the
a
goal
little
with
bit.
this. Well, I mean, that's right. That's the goal with
It
this.
lets me.
Individually, and if that would help
It's not
them to
gonna
elect
let
Jim
me.
Jordan as Speaker, then we're
Eli Crane, Bob Good, and Matt Gaetz, 4 of the 8 who voted to oust Kevin McCarthy from the speakership, saying they're offering up a punishment of themselves if that would help the conference come together behind Jim Jordan. They would accept a censure. They would accept removal from the conference, which would remove them from committees. And you heard them vowing to continue to support the Republican Party in votes. Let's listen to Nancy Mace, also one of those 8 who voted to oust Kevin McCarthy.
Do you think frustration will grow if we go to more votes, or just
Get screwed up doing
the
this?
pressure some members
Maybe.
are feeling for not voting the will of the people they represent, for not voting the will of their voters and their constituents. They're feeling that pressure, as they should. The people want Jim Jordan, and that's who they want. But instead, some of our colleagues are putting personal politics ahead of the people. And we have a huge opportunity to change the direction of our conference, to change the direction of our country with leadership that is honest, trustworthy, and works hard. And at the very minimum,
No,
that's
it's not
what
a
the
good look for
American people
Republicans
want,
at all.
That's what they need, and that is what they deserve.
But what do you say to
Actually,
them
the
for the
numbers are
fact that, you voted your conscience 2
I
weeks
did.
ago?
Mhm.
Maybe these members are voting their conscience. I mean, how do you say
They
that
have
they
to square
can't?
that away with their voters.
But what about the people receiving death threats? I mean,
I received 4 death threats last week.
and
I
you
received
have the
another
right
one the
to
week before
be
that,
a
another
Democrat
one 2 weeks before that.
as you
I've
wish.
had my house scraped. I've had my house vandalized
and the right
3
to your
times in 3 years.
opinions.
I've had
As
my car
so
keyed
does
twice.
everybody
In fact,
else.
the truck I drive at home
I've
is
never
still keyed because I
never
haven't had
told
time to
anybody
get
they
it
couldn't
fixed.
have their own
Both
opinions
my,
on me.
I've had 2
Now
family members this
I
summer
have the
had their
tendency
cars
to.
broken into.
I haven't been
My
turning on my
8-year-old parents
camera
have been threatened. Their lives
because
have
there's
been
going to be
threatened
some
multiple
changes
times.
that are
My
going to be
siblings'
happening
lives have been
to
threatened.
this
My
channel
fiance
as
has
I'm
had threats. This is something
moving
that
a
I've been
lot
dealing
of
with for 3
my
years. It breaks my
my
heart
content
that some of my
to
colleagues
rumble
are going
as
through
I've been
this.
having
I
issues
go
with
through this
YouTube for quite
almost
some
every
time.
single day. I have to
I have
carry
a
a gun
tendency to
when I'm home. When I do public
call
events,
myself
I
a
have to have security
Republican now
because of the death threats that I receive.
as
And it's been going
I've
on
moved
for
myself
years, and
from
it's
voting
a
from
reflection
somebody
of the
like
times that we're
Obama
in.
twice
I see it from both sides of the aisle, and it
to
breaks my
voting for
heart, which
somebody
is
like
why I
Trump
just want a
twice.
leader who's going to be honest,
and I
who's going to tell the
probably do it
truth,
again
and is going to
because
work hard
at
for the
this
people
point
of
in
this
time,
country.
ain't nobody gonna convince me that anybody's gonna do anything better
people are actually behind him.
If
than
you
what
look
Trump
at your
can.
constituents who are calling into your
I'm
office,
sorry,
the
but
people that support
absolutely
Jim Jordan,
zero people in our
overwhelmingly
current
positive, then
Congress
they'll have to square that away with their voters
are going to
and
be
with
able
their
to come up and
constituents. That's not on me.
be
That's
a
on them.
decent
I would like us to
president.
see us come together.
Not even
I don't think we should leave
RFK.
this place until we
RFK's
elect a
got his
speaker.
issues.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Nancy Mace,
They do
Republican
have
of South
extremes,
Carolina,
don't they?
talking to reporters
You
there.
watch
She
some of them
is
extremes
in
and
Jim
you're like,
Jordan's camp. She and other
you see
Republicans
the
are heading
left and
behind
you
closed
see
doors
how
at 1
far
p.m. Eastern
some
time
of
for
them
what
have gone.
reporters
You see
on
the right
Capitol
and you
Hill
see
are
how
calling
far some of them have
another
gone.
family meeting. We will see what comes out of that. So here are some other
I kind of
tweets
liked
from
the
reporters on Capitol
RFK
Hill to give you the latest.
ordeal
Jake
when
Sherman,
it came
several
down
House
to it. I
Republicans
was really
tell
excited for
us that
RFK.
that
At
they
first,
will vote in a closed meeting
he's
as to
very
whether Jim
knowledgeable when
Jordan
it
should
comes
remain the
to
party's nominee for speaker. So that could
particular
happen behind closed
jabs
doors
and
in
other
about
things to go
40
along with
minutes. You also
with
have Eric
Fauci.
Watson. Jordan doesn't answer when I asked him if he will go another round. All he told
Sadly,
reporters
he
is
has
we're
some
heading
weird
to
thoughts on
conference.
like
Let's go back up
reparations
to
and
Capitol
shit
Hill. Another lawmaker talking to reporters.
Consequences being
that
kicked
kind
out
of
of
take away
committees
some
or
of
the conference as a
the
whole.
want to
If,
even go
if that would
there.
help the Republican Party come together and elect a speaker.
Well, we still need their votes. I mean, that's the thing. We got to stop focusing on the rearview mirror and look forward, because when you have a narrow majority, you can lose four. You can lose right now. So I want to talk about retribution or dark consequences for folks. I disagreed with the.
There's a lot of places that are saying that
96% of our conference
the
disagreed with the
oddity
motion
of
4% voted
of
for
having
this chaos.
RFK
100%
there
of the
would
Democrats
actually
voted for this
screw
chaos. So I think it's rich that you
Trump
have Democrats throwing look at, oh, we're the adults in the room, these guys are
as
children.
opposed to taking votes away
100%
from
of you voted for
Biden.
this. We had a
It would
speaker.
actually take a
So
vote,
I
most
think
likely take away votes
So then
from
what
Trump,
is the path forward for you? I mean, they're saying, okay, if
which
their,
would
their solution here is
hand it right
retribution,
back
you know,
to
but what do you think the path
this
forward
current
is?
administration that we
how do you
see that is
the eight
failing
voted to oust McCarthy? They're
failing
saying, okay, it seems like the only solution is for us to face retribution.
Just ask
No.
Boobert.
That's not it.
What
So
are
do you
we
think is the path
asking
forward?
Boobert
The path
about?
forward is to respect the conference rules and the spirit of the precedent and go through a process, have a nominee, and have 221 Republicans go vote for that person. They didn't have the Democrats didn't have that problem. You don't see that problem really all over the
Politics
country.
don't need to go into the bedroom. You
For the
don't.
reason you get a majority of the majority, and you go out on the floor
Don't.
and you make it official.
No.
So at this point, do you
Don't
want
put
the
it.
25
Don't
before voting against
put
Jordan
your
now to just
politics
go behind
in the
Is that
bedroom.
kind of where you're at?
Well, I'm always a big with Steve Scalise should be the Speaker of the House today because he was the first one that won the conference. This is why when you lack party discipline, this is what happens. This is what I said back in January when
RFK
Kevin
fucked
McCarthy was
Trump.
having this problem. And it was from on the political spectrum of Republicans. It was on the further right. You know, we all agree with that. And I said to them, they're all my friends. When you do this, there could come a day where the people on the other side of the spectrum within our party do it to you. And that's precisely what we have today. It all happened within the same year. I didn't think it would be, I didn't feel like I was Nostradamus or anything, but that's what happened. So how about?
We're going to leave Pat Fallon on the Capitol steps there, Republican of Texas, to go to Hakeem Jeffries holding a news conference on Capitol Hill.
Security interests so that we can stand by Israel in its time of need, stand by Ukraine in its time of need, stand by our allies throughout the world, provide humanitarian assistance to civilians in Gaza who may be
push
in harm's
for
way,
wearing
and reach a spending
Ukrainian
agreement
pins and colors
so we can keep the government
has
open,
finally
avoid a shutdown,
seen itself out the door.
and continue to solve problems on behalf of everyday Americans. House Democrats continue to make clear that we are willing to find the sidelines, get in the arena, realize that the chaos, dysfunction, and extremism has to end, and the only way to do it is to figure out how we can partner in a bipartisan fashion to reopen the House and govern in a reasonable, common sense way. It's time for House Republicans to embrace bipartisanship and abandon extremism once and for all. That is your only way out of the House Republican chaos and dysfunction. Embrace bipartisanship and abandon extremism. Questions?
Thank you, Mr. Leader. As we know, President Biden sent up this foreign aid package. How concerned are you about moving that forward, not just because of the lack of a speaker, but also given some Republican opposition to additional funding for Ukraine? And what kinds of conversations are you having now to try to shore up support so it's kind of ready to tee up whenever all this gets resolved?
Well, when the House reopens, I'm confident that the votes exist in combination between House Republicans and House Democrats to support a national security package to meet the needs of the American people and the free world. But we have to get the House reopened. Now, it's my expectation that the Senate will begin to act on President Biden's national security package.
The difficult part
sooner
is
rather than
we're
later.
sitting here
But if the House is not
on
reopened,
YouTube.
then it will stall
We're sitting here on
unnecessarily,
YouTube.
and lives
So,
will be jeopardized.
The
is a
screening
serious
of
situation,
words
which is why the
to
chaos
be
and
sure
the
not
dysfunction has to come
to
to an
hit
end.
their algorithm.
It's now my understanding that you have
As I'm already being
several
throttled.
extreme
I'm
MAGA
being
Republicans on
throttled,
the other side of the aisle
extremely
who are saying
throttled
they will only ever
as we
vote for
speak
Jim Jordan.
because I
And if that,
had
in fact,
picked
is
up
the case,
a second
it's an
strike.
additional data point that there is only one way out, a bipartisan path forward to arrive at a reasonable arrangement to embrace common ground and common sense on behalf of
I
the American
can't
people.
say certain things. Just can't say certain things. So when it comes to the ignorance between not knowing which side
In the aftermath of the
is
September 11th
actually wearing
tragedy,
Yahtzee insignias,
this mechanism was put in place,
whether it be
for the
Azov
designation
Battalion,
of an
Yahtzees,
acting Speaker pro
or
tem, whose sole
Hamas
responsibility
militants
was to
wearing
organize the House
Yahtzee
in the
insignias,
context of a speaker election.
or Hezbollah militants
That
wearing
was done
Yahtzee
under a House
insignias,
Republican
and which
majority
side of
with
these
bipartisan
fights
votes
that we
on the
take.
Democratic side of the aisle as well. And so it's clear
It's really
that
disturbing,
acting
really
Speaker pro
disturbing
tem
to see,
McHenry's authority is
as
simply
Putin puts it, that
to
he's
preside
fighting
over
off
an election for a permanent speaker.
them
The only other
Yahtzees.
alternative is for the House to act together in a bipartisan way to elevate a speaker
And we're
pro tem.
we're there to
That doesn't
protect
have to
Israel.
be
We're there to
Patrick
protect
McHenry.
Israel as a
There are
country.
many good
And
men
you
and
see
women on the
which
Republican
ones
side of
are
the aisle
actually are
who I believe
pro
patriotic, they care about
Hamas,
America, they care about our democracy,
pro
they care about the
Palestine,
communities that they
are
represent.
the extreme
Will be
left.
reasonable individuals to consider.
The extreme
But there's going
left
to have to be a move on the
to
Republican
leave,
side of the aisle
Omar.
to make a decision to break with the extremists
Bush.
who are tearing the Republican conference.
There's like, what is there,
apart.
8 of them?
It's a mess on the other side of the aisle, and the problem is
Ocasio
the American
Cortez
people are paying the
sitting
price.
on the outskirts of that, kind of not going along with all of her
The House Republican
friends'
conference
thoughts and
is
ideals,
dysfunctional.
and
The House
kind of
Democratic
calling them
caucus
out
is
and
unified.
saying that she's for Israel.
What is this dysfunction that we've been seeing? How does that vote for the ability to pass supplemental appropriation bills? Be concerned about that.
Our message to our Republican colleagues is that we need to reopen the House so
If
that
those
we can do
capitulate
things like
to the strong
make
Democrat
sure there's child care
congregation,
funding
right? I mean,
for working families, middle-class families, and low-income families. We need to reopen
sadly,
the House
this guy is
so we
just
can
the
ensure,
face that
that the
Nancy
affordable
Pelosi's putting up there,
broadband
dang
connectivity
well she's still running the
program that
show.
provides access to people all across the country in urban America, rural America, suburban America, small town America, the middle of America, the heartland, of America and Appalachia has access to affordable internet service. We need to reopen the House of Representatives so that we can provide additional disaster
She'll have
relief
to vote the
to
way
Americans all across the country in blue
the
states,
majority
purple
vote
states,
if she
and red
wants to get
states
stuff for
whose
her
lives have
state.
been devastated by extreme weather events. We need to reopen the House.
I mean,
to
that's why
solve
Democrats
problems for hardworking
stick
American
together
taxpayers.
solid.
And House Democrats
They're
continue
solid.
to say
They're
we are willing
one
to
big
do that
solid
in a
group no matter what.
bipartisan fashion
They're gonna stand
because
by
clearly
behind
the
right
votes do not
by
exist
each other no
in the
matter
House
what. Even
Republican
with the
Conference alone
little
to elect a
discrepancies, they're not
speaker.
gonna
House Republicans
show a divided
rejected McCarthy. House
or
Republicans
that much
rejected Scalise.
division
House Republicans
straight out to go along
rejected
with it.
Jordan. House
They're gonna
Republicans have apparently
they're gonna stay
rejected
solid. Like I
McHenry.
said, I was
This can
one
only
of
be
those that
done in a
I
bipartisan
voted
fashion.
seriously every single
And
vote
we're
that I ever
serious
did in my
about
life. I
partnering
voted
with House
for
Republicans
the
in a
person
reasonable
that
way to do
won
the business of the American people.
until
side,
this
then
last one. Until this last one, because I refused to vote for Hillary, and then
Yeah, we have not
refused to
discussed
even look
concessions
at Joe Biden. I
because
knew Joe
our
Biden
view
was not
is
the
that
answer.
we
Joe
want a
Biden
partnership
is the
in
worst
the
thing
best
ever
interests of the
for
American
this
people.
government.
That simply requires
He's
the
been there
House
for the
to
last
reopen and
60
function
years
in a bipartisan
destroying
way,
it.
so that bills that we know have support from Republicans and Democrats get up or
Going
down
after those
votes
of
on the
poverty.
House floor and can't be blocked by a marauding band of extremists.
A lot of people like to try saying that
on the
it
hard right.
was
That's all we want.
that
That's
the
reasonable
drug and crime
ask.
bills were
Can we govern in a
potentially
bipartisan
racist
way
on
and
his
solve
part or
problems for
whatever.
the
Well,
American
yeah, they
people?
potentially
So it's
were,
not
but
about
at
the
the same
individual.
time,
It's about
at the
the
same time,
interests
I'd
of
like to
everyday
point out that
Americans.
some
It's
of
about the
us
integrity
grew up
of
in
our
those
institution,
same
which House Republicans have broken
housing
at
projects
this moment.
Two
that
questions. One, have
the
you heard
other
from any
poor
Republicans
people
today
did.
on this Joyce resolution or anything of the sort?
We were all
Two,
poor.
do you need a guarantee from them that they will bring the White House supplemental up for a vote before you guys support
Were we
any
happy?
kind of resolution like that?
Absolutely.
Well, common sense suggests to me that if
Until
we are
Gates
going to
doesn't
reopen the
get
House,
to look at
it should be
McConnell.
done
Yeah,
so
look at
that
Mitch
the
McConnell.
pressing business of the
I
American
can't
people is
stand
before us, and that would
but
include
he has so much
the
money
national
for his
security
state.
issues
Knows how to
presented
use his
by
power,
President
and
Biden for
then
Congress's
it
consideration,
doesn't
so we can be
split the
there
conference.
for Israel
Um,
and its right to defend itself against Hamas's terror, for Ukraine and the courageous
I
struggle
don't
to
like swamp
defeat
creatures. So
Vladimir
when you
Putin
bring up
and
somebody like
Russian
McConnell,
aggression, for our allies in the Indo-Pacific, for Palestinian civilians who are in harm's way, and for other parts
and
of
really,
the free world.
if I had to
It's
go
also
right
important
now,
that we
and
reopen
I had
the
to go
House
vote,
so
and
that
and there's the ticket sitting
we
in front of
can
me, and all the
pass
people,
an end of
all the
year
people that
spending
have the
agreement
potential of
that meets the
being
needs of the American
on the
people,
ticket to vote for.
with the Bipartisan Fiscal Responsibility
When you look
Act
at it,
that was
because
passed
now this next debate's three people,
end of
and
May.
we'll use all three of them:
and
DeSantis,
negotiated by
Nikki
House
Haley,
Republicans
and Vivek
with President
Ramaswamy.
Biden.
Donald Trump,
With more than
Joe
300
Biden
members
will put Hillary Clinton
Congress
and
supporting it in a bipartisan way. We're asking
Michelle
House
Obama.
Republicans simply to do one thing.
I would,
with
out of
respect to
all
avoiding a
those
government
people,
shutdown
out of all
and
those people
funding
that
the
I just
government
named,
by the
I
end
would
of the
still
year.
vote for Trump. I'd still vote for Trump. There's nobody in that list that's going to do anything better than, in my opinion. Now, when it comes down to who's going to actually win, I think that's another question, because when you, I have
these common sense pieces of legislation.
the thought process of going along with what Roger Stone had said, and saying that
solve problems for hardworking
you
Americans.
might see Michelle Obama, Gavin Newsom.
Do you plan to talk to Republicans
Just saying,
about a path
just saying,
forward, or are you
it
waiting
is
for them to call
possible.
you?
No,
It
there
is
have been
possible.
ongoing conversations this past weekend and throughout the week, member to member,
I hope you feel better soon.
about
Stop being
coming
sick.
to an
Everybody-
enlightened agreement
I
to reopen
think
the House
everybody
because
kind of just went through
our
a little bit of
Republican colleagues
a wave
understand
of sickness as schools started,
an
and
enlightened
things
agreement
got
to reopen the House because
spun up
my
just a little
Republican
bit.
colleagues understand that they have
good
to find a
clarification
way
who will win.
to end the GOP chaos, end the GOP
Again,
dysfunction,
sadly
end the
think that it's going to
GOP
be like a
extremism,
Michelle Obama,
and end the House
Gavin
Republican
Newsom
Civil
type
War.
ticket.
It's bad for the House Republican Conference, but more importantly, it's bad for the Congress, it's bad for the country, it's bad for the communities that all of us took an oath to fiercely represent.
When you say member to member,
Who brought that?
are you talking
Who
about
brought up
within the
Michelle
Democratic
Obama?
caucus, or
I
Democrats
think the
talking
first
overall with
person
Republicans?
to
Democrats and
really
Republicans having
seriously come out
conversations with each
and say that was Roger Stone. Roger
I have not
Stone
had any
was the one
conversations with the
that
other side of the
said,
aisle.
I know, you're like,
So
oh,
a
Roger
leader
Stone.
to talk to is going to have to emerge in order for that to occur.
At what point, if any, do you feel like you?
Exactly, Scott Bob. I
Well,
only
the
know that
conversations that
we
have been
lose.
ongoing
Yes, the human
and in
race
some ways
loses.
have intensified throughout the week have been serious. And I've been briefed on every single one of them. And it involves different parts of the House Republican Conference. Because as we can see on the House floor, there are
I read your
different
mind.
parts
Yeah,
of
it's
the
fun
House
like that.
Republican Conference who have rejected the extremism of Jim Jordan. And so conversations hopefully will intensify.
Too bad that I can't
today,
really seriously read minds.
perhaps continue throughout the weekend and get us to a
Squad Bob.
place where we can
Squad
reopen the
Bob
House
gifted
no later than Monday
Cool
of next
Frog
week.
membership.
So thank you, everyone.
Possible, sir?
It's possible.
Monday?
Wendy G picked up that membership.
Democratic leader Hakeem
This
Jeffries
frog
there.
army
We are
is
learning
still
along
a
with
thing.
all of you.
It
You
is
just
still
heard
a
him
thing.
tell the American people that conversations have been
I do have to
happening
update
behind the
the
scenes, member to member, Republicans and
let me turn
Democrats,
this
and that
down.
those conversations are intensifying about some sort of
Still have to update my
bipartisan
community
path
tab for Discord.
As many of you may know,
Squab
Congressman
Bob.
Joyce, a Republican, has a resolution
Uncle
that would give
Squab.
Patrick McHenry,
Uncle
the Speaker
Squab,
pro
gifted
tem, temporary
5.
powers so that they can move
KLI.
legislation to the floor.
Gohagen. Heidi.
Hakeem Jeffries,
Elizabeth
the Democratic leader,
OG.
telling
Dry.
reporters
Nice.
that
Nice.
a leader
They're all
has to
going to
be
get emails
merged
that they
for
all
this
just received
conversation
memberships.
to continue to get more serious.
Thank you, Squad
For
Bob.
Democrats
Appreciate
to have
that.
a conversation about whether or not they would
If y'all
support
haven't done so
that
already,
idea. Now,
subscribe to the channel.
Republicans, it's
You
12:36 here on the
join.
East Coast. Republicans are slated
Turn
to
on
meet
gifting
behind
options, as
closed
there's people that
doors
like to
for
gift,
a family meeting at 1 p.m.
memberships.
Eastern time. We learned from reporters
Though I've moved
earlier
some of my programming
that, there
away
is
from
the
the YouTube side,
possibility
I think we
that,
know why.
Congressman Jim Jordan, who just
I think we
wrapped
know why
lost
that
his
happens to
third
be.
round of voting for
That things
Speaker,
like that happen.
that Republicans tell us that they will
Is
vote in the
YouTube
closed-door meeting as to
suppression.
whether Jordan should
YouTube suppression. We
remain
just
the
watched.
party's nominee for Speaker. And the Ohio
Watched
Republican leaving the Capitol
Richard Medford
today was
do
asked
just that.
if he will go another round.
And
he did not answer, only telling reporters
get
we will meet in
demonetized on
Congress.
YouTube.
Sakina, who
And
has been waiting this whole time,
he's
listening to
on
these
that.
members,
He's more.
on the Capitol
He's
steps,
like
and then the
he's
Democratic
a
leader,
Syrian
a
dude
Republican from Columbia,
that
Maryland.
believes in Palestine.
Let's get your reaction
and
to
believes
what you just
Palestine
heard.
is the rightful owners of that territory and whatnot. So it just kind of demonetize him. Okay. Fraud. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Scott. Moon Steve, what's up?
He continues to talk
Good to see
about
you. Good to see you.
bipartisan
The thing
shift.
is
All of the
my
Democrats
algorithm
vote
has
for
been
him.
shot.
So that
My
kind of
algorithm has
doesn't
been
make any
shot
sense
as
to
it
me.
struck
If
me
you want to have
twice.
bipartisanship,
So
then
because
you
my
have to
algorithm
switch
is
to
as
the
shot as it
conservative
is,
also. So
it's
Sakina,
this
you
isn't
said,
being
Sakina, the Democrats have been united
put
behind
out
Hakeem
there.
Jeffries and opposing
It's not being put
Jim
out there
Jordan as the nominee
as
for
much as
Speaker.
as
So
has
as
other
you heard him
things.
say, they want to see someone
Um,
else, a consensus candidate.
Yes, I understand that. But I happen to like Jim Jordan, and he's called an extremist.
Well,
but
that was
actually, I think
supposed
he's
to be started a
somebody
while ago.
that
So
wants
event wasn't
the
even
truth
started
put
in
forward,
Discord.
and
It
I like the
hasn't
work
been
that he
shared
does.
to too many
And
places.
so
If you
for
can,
him, yeah.
share it to your
All
favorite
right,
place.
Sakina.
Share it to
Well,
your
thanks for
favorite
hanging
place,
on the line
and
with
let your
us. Scott
friends know
Wong
where
of
you're at.
NBC
See if
News
you can't
tweeting out
drum up
earlier,
a
right
little bit
after
of an
this
audience.
vote
We've
was
really
gaveled down.
kind of
Jeffries
interesting how it's
210,
it
Jordan
it
194 in
fluctuate
this latest round of
fluctuates.
voting.
So
25
tonight
opposing
though,
him. That
tonight,
number has grown from
be sure you pay attention as I'll be live
Speaker Wednesday.
on
Today,
Rumble,
Pete in New Haven,
on
Connecticut,
Rumble,
Independent.
and there's going to be some different, interesting people that will join the classic crew of the Frog Army. So it should be a good time. I really don't know exactly everybody that's coming, but I have a couple people slated to show. It should be a good time. I love open mics. Open mics are so much fun because then you never know who's going to be next, who's going to decide to say, "Hey, I want to come up. I want to join you." I've never been up there before. I've never been on, on a YouTube channel. I've never tried speaking my opinion before. I've had quite a few people come through this channel. As sad as it is, not every one of them are still around. But it's fun. It's fun. There's a lot of people that have grown channels after just simply tried it.
Because former President Trump had brainwashed Jordan.
We love our white folk too.
And that's what the problem is. Even 2 days
Is that
ago
what he said?
on ABC News, the reporter asked Jordan, "Do you still deny the election?" He wouldn't answer that question. He just walked right by and went and closed the door. So you see, that some of the Republicans are seeing that. They want an honest man to be speaker.
So, again, if you haven't done so already, I believe the description line should have a Rumble link in it. Take yourself to the Rumble side of things because you don't want to miss. You don't want to miss what's going on there. There's quite a few different people, different voices to be heard, and people really seriously take into it. I really, really, really like it. How it's growing. I know the YouTube side's kind of dwindling in some respect. Some people just not really about the changes that happen as you try growing channels that YouTube in itself decides that it doesn't like.
Well, I'll give you a name then, because
And
the co-chair of
that's
the
sadly where
Problem
we're
Solvers
at. That's just sadly where we're
is
at.
Representative Fitzpatrick from Pennsylvania, and he voted twice in the first two rounds of voting for Jim Jordan. He then flipped. That's Brian Fitzpatrick, Republican of Pennsylvania. He flipped today and he voted for Patrick McHenry, the Speaker Pro Tem, making him the first lawmaker today to flip their vote away from Jordan on this round. This is from the Hill newspaper, and the 9th to vote against the Ohio Republican.
So, anybody that knows Fitzpatrick out of Pennsylvania, you're in that area where you're voting, you might want a primary.
Jim Jordan continue or not? Alexander,
Your representative.
Florida, Republican.
Might want to primary your representative. He seems to be a little slated.
Talking to you on C-SPAN. I just want to start off by saying right now I am ashamed to call myself a Republican. I feel that the party is lurched away from the mainstream, and we have people like Jim Jordan who is seen as the best choice for the party. Obviously now a lot of Republicans are feeling otherwise, and there's a look for more moderate representation, but I don't believe that's there. I'll have to look into the name that you said, but the Republican
There's
Party
two, but I follow the one with the 500 plus followers. Yeah, that's the one.
I feel like
Thank you. That's the one that you definitely follow, the one with more. It's
Republicans nowadays.
I think there's a lot of people that have that issue, as we were told to create channels. It's awesome. That brings it up to 536. 536 followers over there. I really do appreciate it.
Speaker race. And
I have a lot of fun over there. Do a lot of news.
We've seen kind of
and politics at night.
We've seen inaction in Congress.
Usually run that
but
about
nothing's happening.
8:30 Mountain Standard
The
Time.
longest vacancy
Hold
in
on,
the
one
history
more.
of the Speaker of the House was 18 days, and right now we're sitting at 17. meaning 2 more days, and this will make history if it has not already.
Well,
so I am quite displeased.
all right. Well, now, Alexander, a lot of history has been made in this Congress and in this year. Reporters noting that this is the 18th roll call vote held in alphabetical order by name for a speaker. 18th vote this year, Alexander.
Wow. Yeah, the whole Kevin McCarthy thing was kind of a joke too, but I won't get into that. But
All right.
It's been a pleasure talking to you.
All right, Dennis, in Florida, independent. Hi, Dennis.
Howdy.
Hi, Dennis. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I was basically a lifelong Republican, flipped over to independent. I always voted for the best person. I left the Republican Party because of the idiocy that's going on. Like today, they can't get their stuff together. They seem to be more radical. I won't vote Democratic because they give away the country, throw the borders open. I just politics.
And that was the one and only tadpole. That's my 4-year-old that runs around the house. That
some more from the vote. Olivia Beavers for
have the
political.
pleasure
3 new
of
no
being able
votes
to take
today,
care of
and 2
and
Jordan
raise
supporters did
into
not vote who were here
an
yesterday.
upstanding
Those
human
Democrats
being.
were Representatives Hunt. Oh, excuse me, the Republicans were
There's
Representatives Hunt
2,
and
but I
Van
follow the
Orden.
one
They
for
were
500.
not
I agree
here
with
today
you
for the
on
vote.
Gates.
Not as many new no
Ass
votes
hat
as some of my
messed things up
anti-Jordan
nicely
GOP
with
sources
no plan.
predicted.
His
They
timing
said
couldn't
that there
have
would
been
be an
worse.
additional 5 to 8 no votes on this
Right,
third
timing
round of
really
voting,
is
but there were
something. It's
3 additional.
amazing
Payne and
how
Vicente
just
Gonzalez
after
missed the vote on the Democratic side. So those were the 2 Democrats that were missing.
passing a
Hakeem Jeffries, as
a
you all
bill
know,
to
in each
allow them
round of
an
voting
extension
has
of
secured all
45 days
212 of his Democratic colleagues.
to
Today,
come
that
up
number was
with a
210
bill
because those 2
to
members
pay
were
the
missing.
bills
Bruce, Portland, Oregon, Democratic caller.
to the first thing that they do just afterward
Taking my call.
was to go ahead and do this. And,
it was
you
kind of
know,
laughable.
Gates
with the
is an
McCarthy
ass
thing.
hat.
But now,
I'm with
it's really
you.
getting out of
At
hand.
the same time,
These people need to figure
at
it
the
out.
same time,
And I just hope that, like, the American voters,
the prevention
see this, that,
of putting
these people in the
billions
they say they care about people. They
of
don't care
more
about people. 'Cause if they
into
cared about
Ukraine,
people, 17 days ago, they would have had a speaker.
billions of more dollars into
I mean, this is
Ukraine,
nonsense. I
and
hope that
now
we can
having to
get a
put billions of
speaker.
dollars into
I hope something. If McKenna
Israel.
doesn't want it, how about somebody? The guy, I believe, I'm not sure what his name is, but he's from
Does not
Oklahoma,
sound
the
pretty
older
cool.
guy.
Tom Cole.
I don't know.
Bruce, I think you're thinking of Tom Cole.
Yeah, Tom Cole. I mean, he seems to get along with everybody. So I don't know. I just hope and pray that these people can, figure this out, because this is embarrassing. I mean, we're getting laughed at around the world. And I just thank you for taking my call.
All right, Bruce. Yeah, Ian Swanson, who covers Capitol Hill, reports at 12:02.
Dude sounded
right after
pretty
that vote,
confident in the
Kevin
stuff that he
McCarthy
was
seconds
talking
after
about. He
Jordan
just
loses,
didn't
and a
have the
couple of hours
confidence
after
level
he gave his nominating
to
speech
actually
says
just continue
that's
with
a question for
with
Jim
his
when
thoughts.
asked
He's
if
like,
Jordan should
I
drop
just
out.
thank you
He
for
calls
taking
this
my
quite
call.
a shift coming from
I
the
gotta
former
go.
speaker. Patrick in Indiana, Republican.
Sounded kind of interesting. It's like, who's that dude?
We'll go on to Annabelle in Sterling Heights, Michigan. Hi, Annabelle.
It's a shit show with spending trillions
Yeah, so I've been
we don't
watching
have
the
into
speaker
Ukraine
votes
and
like
now
throughout the
Israel.
week
We need to
on the
stop
New
with
River
Ukraine. We need to stop with
Reddit,
Ukraine.
and then do
I get it.
C-SPAN,
I get
and
it.
I just don't see
Without
a way out
us,
of this, because the
Ukraine would
problem
cease
is
to exist.
Jordan is a House Freedom Caucus guy, and establishment
Do I think
Republicans
that it
and
should
just
cease to
normal
exist?
Republicans are
No.
going to support that. There is no path for him to gain more votes. He's just
The
losing
land's
more
still
and
going to
more.
be there.
The only candidate from the Republican
Do I
Party
believe
could have
Russia
seen
should
possibly
have that
winning, the
land?
only two are McCarthy and Scalise. I genuinely just don't see
Not all of it. They don't want all of it.
So at this
They don't
point,
want
for
all of
me,
it.
like,
They've been fighting for what they've wanted.
Okay. Annabelle's
The
thoughts there
Donbass
in
region,
Michigan.
the
The
land
Hill
bridge headed
Newspaper
over
noting that
to
Representative Mark Molinaro,
Crimea.
Republican
It's
of
the
New
territory
York,
that they've
third
wanted.
Republican
It's the territory that they've held for the last
today to flip their
119
vote
days,
away
120
from Jordan, joining several fellow New York moderates in voting
7 days. So I don't know.
In Michigan,
Uh,
her
y- y- you know,
newspaper
y-
noting
and
that
it,
Representative
that's
Mark
the territory they want.
Molinaro,
That's the
Republican of
territory
New
they want.
York, is the third Republican
And
today to flip their vote
you know,
away
Ukraine
from
refuses to
Jordan,
sit
joining
down and
several
talk to
fellow New
him
York moderates in voting for former
diplomatically
Representative
about
Lee
figuring this
Zeldin.
out
John Pooler, Georgia, Democratic
because they
caller.
refuse to
Hi,
say,
John.
yeah, okay, you can have this
How you doing?
particular slip of
Thanks for
land.
taking my call. I think what the Democrats
Because
should
they're
do
like,
is
hell
just make a
no,
deal
that's
with
Ukraine. Well,
the moderates. You know, just ask 5 or 6 of them to come on over. Put Jeffries as
sometimes
speaker,
you got to
because
give
the
in.
Republicans,
Sometimes you got to
it's
give
just
in.
a clown show. You know, I realize Nancy Mace on the Capitol step complaining about
Yes.
the threats and what's going on. All this stuff started under
Thank
Donald
you,
Trump.
Uncle
So
Squab,
Trump is
for
the
those gifts again. That
reason
was very,
for
very
the
much
position that
appreciated.
we're in right now. And I think the Democrats should
Um,
just get together with 5 or
speaking
6
of which, I'm gonna go
Republicans
ahead.
and just
I know
say,
that
you
it's
know
not
what?
up to date.
I'll offer you this chairmanship. Give them
Not, I
something.
know it's not up to
Give
date.
them
I'm gonna
something to make him speaker. And I say because the country has to move forward. We cannot stay
and
stagnant. And the only way to do
it's
that
Friday, so I
is
think
to
it actually
put
updates
Jim
itself
Jeffries
again
to
tomorrow.
just get some
If I'm not
Republicans
mistaken,
come on over and
I'm gonna take
join us.
myself.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, as you mentioned, Nancy Mace was on the Capitol steps, and she was one of the
To
8 Republicans who ousted Kevin McCarthy from the speakership. The 8 have
yes,
now written a
laid
letter
back
to
news.
their
Who's the only
colleagues.
guy on there
Olivia
right now?
Beavers with their reporting. The
He's
8
got
who
quite
voted
the room.
to oust McCarthy call for
Awesome.
members to elect Jim
Okay.
Jordan, defending their vote. And you heard from Matt Gaetz, Bob Good, Eli.
I think we're gonna
Cohen,
go away
who
from here
confirmed it
pretty
on the
soon.
Capitol steps
I was
earlier,
trying to
saying,
wait
if
for
they
the
need a
House
pound
to
of our
come
flesh,
back. They
we'll
were
give
supposed
it.
to come
They can
back at
kick
the
us
top
out
of the
their
hour
work conference, and we'll lose
to
our
go
committee
ahead
spots. They
and
can censure us on the House floor.
if let us
They're
know if
willing
they
to
were
do
going to go
that
away,
in exchange
if
for
they were
Jim
going to
Jordan
attempt to
as
do
Speaker. Betty in
another
Foley,
vote.
Alabama,
They
independent. Hi, Betty.
haven't said that they weren't going to come back for sure. They do have to come
Jim
back.
Jordan needs to step aside. It's not. It doesn't appear to be getting any better. He's his type personality and everything.
Jim needs to step
there are
aside.
people that
Well,
are just
we
not gonna
just went
stand,
through this with McCarthy with
or his
15 votes.
policies or
15 votes before he
so he needs to
actually
step aside,
convinced
and there needs
somebody
to be
to just say that they were
promotion
present as
So
opposed
number
to
two,
voting,
the 8
so that
people,
way
the
he
Gates
could
and
walk
8
away with
people,
what he wanted. And he
that's
was
a
told
joke
that he was
that
going to be
they're
held
that
accountable
they're
for
getting more
everything that he
attention
did
now by this
by the
offer,
likeness
and
of
there's plenty of people that are not
Matt
voting
Gates.
that are voting
Matt
against Jim
Gates said, I'm going
Jordan
to hold you
that
accountable
aren't
for
just
this, and
wanting
I'm going to
to
do what I
punish
need to
him.
do if I feel that you're
Now,
doing me wrong.
and
And he felt that
they're
he was
just
being
wanting to
done
get
wrong.
their
Squaw
person
Bob.
elected.
And you have,
Thanks,
and I'll
man.
just jump
Thank
in
you
to
so
say
much.
you have people like Kay Granger, who's the chair of
Heidi.
the Appropriations Committee, that
Heidi,
she
what's
is
up, dude?
voting against Jim Jordan because of his records, because of his record
I think I might
on
have just
the government
picked
shutdown
up
and
one of the
appropriations bills.
memberships. Awesome.
That
Awesome.
they're
There you
doing
go.
that. You know,
There
I
you
mean,
go.
they shut the whole thing down by voting against McCarthy when he
Squad
had,
Bob
8
making
people.
everybody happy
He should have
today.
never been ousted. I mean, that's a clear majority.
Y'all
The
come back. Make
Democrats
sure that you
need
come
to
back tonight. Hit up
put their big
the
britches on
the Rumble
and
side.
accept
We'll do
responsibility that they
the
voted
Friday
to oust
night
him
open
also.
mic.
So they're partly to blame too. There's plenty of blame to go around. They're not so it's just ridiculous. But I know, and I don't think I'm not embarrassed. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of personalities, and
Again, probably have to re-update this again tomorrow.
All right, Betty there in Independent
But
Foley, Alabama. Again, those
I do
3
give
additional
Discord
no
link
votes
to
on the
anybody
Republican
that's
side
picked
came
up
from Mark
a
Molinaro,
Frog
Republican of New
Army
York.
or
This is the Hill
higher.
newspaper. He flipped today from being a Jordan supporter on this third.
I say or
vote
higher
to
because
Lee
I'm
Zeldin, who's a
working on
former member
things.
of
I'm working on
Congress,
things to see if I
from
can't
New
add a
York. And then you
second
had
tier.
Brian
Add a second tier,
Fitzpatrick, a
but
Republican of Pennsylvania. He
currently
too
you get
flipped after
Discord
2
links. I
votes
don't
for
have it
Jordan
tied,
today, moving
so it
away
doesn't
from the Ohio
yeet you if you
Republican.
can't pay the
And
next
you
month
also
for whatever
had Eric
reason.
Wasson with this tweet:
It,
vulnerable
it
New
it
Jersey
really don't. I don't
Republican
feel it's
Tim
necessary to
Kaine
yeet somebody
flipping against
for
Jordan.
not
All
being able
3 of
to
those
pay that.
Republicans are
it's not necessary, but you can
challenging
join
districts and
Discord.
swing districts.
Bring yourself in
Let's go
there.
to
I
Gabe,
just
Franklin,
updated the community tab
North
with
Carolina.
the
Actually,
current
Gabe, hold on.
Discord
We're
link.
gonna listening to George Santos.
You can join conversations there.
This Republican meeting.
Myself, Squab Bob joins us.
I think
Vicky
that's up to
T's
him.
usually
If
around.
he thinks it's time for him to step down, that's on him. I still
Beautiful.
support him. I think he should stay in
She
and
has a
the
tendency to be
conversations
around
we
if
had.
she's
But,
feeling all right.
It comes down to the point of
Speaking of beautiful, hopefully you're doing well,
we don't
dear.
have a real family conversation. You know, the tough ones we have on Thanksgiving dinner. That's what needs to happen in there. Not shouting.
Just
not screaming,
forgot
no
when I
disrespect.
noticed.
These are real questions that I don't think have been asked all the last 2 weeks.
I
All
already
right,
knew.
thanks, guys.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. I appreciate it.
All right, George Santos there on
Gifted
voting for the
options
Republican
or not,
meeting. We'll
however
see
it
if we
is that
can
you,
hear from more of them as
it's
they
the same.
make their
It's the
way
same. I
behind
still
closed doors.
uh,
Gabe, though, in Franklin, North Carolina, Democratic caller,
get
thanks for
to
waiting.
give you something. Now, what I was doing is I was doing members only streams on Saturdays and running Conversations with Cool Frog. No, Conversations with Cool Frog is exclusively on vocals, as I got struck off of one of those.
Have connections with both the fire breathers and the more moderate wing.
For the second strike. So I really don't.
Some of the New York Republicans, maybe
Got to figure out
California
something different
Republicans to go along with
to do
the
for
Democrats. You could maybe
all
come
of you
to a power
wonderful
sharing agreement.
All right, Gabe,
members
we heard your
of
point,
this
but
frog
you're a little
army.
muffled, so I'm going to leave it there. Let's listen to Ralph Norman.
So we'll see.
But it doesn't seem like that's what this is about for a lot of them, that they're more opposed to him in principle and that they're profoundly opposed to him, as Mr. Womack said.
And we're profoundly supportive of Mr. George. We're profoundly, his record shows he's been true to his word. He's a true conservative. So everyone's got an opinion, but we're strongly voting for Jordan. I told him that on the floor. He's got a path to victory. And just keep voting until we get there. And let the American people see what's going on here. Stand up like we're doing and casting your vote.
But are you worried the math is just straight up not going in his direction?
How many rounds did it take from McCarthy? He lost before he took 15. It lost before he actually got it.
McCarthy always gained in votes every round.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. On the 7th or 8th vote, he lost a good many, but he came back up.
Where is there any potential, of the resolution to give Speaker Pro Tem McHenry
No.
power? That's still dead.
That's dead.
in conference?
Unless they're resurrected today.
Okay. You haven't heard that yet?
No, have not. I hope they don't.
Thank you, sir.
Ralph Norman, Republican of South Carolina, and you heard him repeat what we've heard from other conservatives today after this third round of voting failed, which is keep going. That Kevin McCarthy won after 15 rounds, and they think that Jim Jordan, should keep pushing, and that he will pick up as the voting continues round after round. Let's get your reaction to that idea. Ken in Fort Smith, Arkansas, a Republican. What do you think? Should Jim Jordan keep pushing for more votes?
I think a certain number of rounds is reasonable.
I mean,
I'm not
he's
sure
losing
5
votes
or
though.
15. You had a caller
Should he
earlier
continue to
that
get
said
pushed
Jordan
for more
should
votes? I mean,
apologize, and then people
sure.
respect him
I'm
and
not going
vote
to tell you
for him,
you
and I
can't
think
run
that's
for the
ludicrous.
seat. If that's what you want to do, you want to run for
Because so far
speaker.
off the
Run for
radical
speaker.
Republican MAGA that he
Not
cannot
telling you to
be
step down,
distracted.
but
I actually liked Jordan until he became a member of this misbegotten committee, and he can't make a finding, nor is he smart enough to terminate the committee. How is he going to lead the House? I think the House leads like a constitutional amendment or a rules change, such that after a number of votes, each side picks 10 members that are removed from the representatives, and then they can go on. And those people can't be reelected, and you simply run with a smaller amount. Companies do that. I forget what the programs are called. They're not Six Sigma, but they eliminate the most radical, poorest performers, and then they go on. And I think maybe the House needs some such rule.
All right. Happening during the vote. This is
the
an
most
image
radical.
captured by the
I mean,
Associated
it sounds like you're trying to take
Here
away
is
democracy
Representative
if you're
Greg
trying to
Peavy, a
do that.
Republican
I
of
mean,
Florida
if
who
you
voted for Jim
you're gonna go
Jordan,
that
holding a
far, but
resolution on the
okay,
House floor to remove Representative Patrick
sounds great,
McHenry as
douche.
temporary speaker. It has several pages of signatures, he notes, removing
I
Patrick
mean,
McHenry as temporary speaker.
sorry,
You heard other
that wasn't
conservatives
necessary, I
like
guess,
Matt Gaetz
but
and Bob Good praising the role that Patrick
I
McHenry has
just, I
been
just don't
playing
get
over
it.
the
I don't get
last
it.
17 days, but they do not want to give him
Are we-
additional powers.
Are
Any
they
resolution
reconvening?
to
Come on,
do
let's go.
so, they would vote against it.
That's what I was waiting
Nina,
for. I'm
Golden
just waiting
Valley,
for
Arizona,
them to
Republican.
reconvene, and if the gavel in or if they gavel out. If they gavel out and they go away for the weekend,
I think that this
we're
also
gonna
has
go away as
a
well.
good side
If
and
they
a
do the
bad
vote,
side.
we'll stick around and
The
we'll wait
bad
for the
side
vote.
is that Jordan did not get voted in.
If you
The
haven't
good
done so
side
already,
is
hit that like
that
button.
until he is
Share this out to those
get
places you like
voted
to
in.
share things.
But the
This
good
instruction
side
is
is
Democrats
that until
who are
he is,
wasting our
they
time
can't
and
spend
money.
any more money.
I'd
And
say
I'm
the
really sick and
same
tired of our
were
open borders
Republicans holding
and
up
all the money
having the
going out
speaker.
to
And
Ukraine and
it's
other countries.
it's the Republicans.
So I think
It's the
that it's a
Republicans
good
that are
win
doing it
for
right now, Squad Bob. We
Americans
see
because
it.
as long as
Every
they
single one of those that
cannot
went into that other
spend more money,
category
we're in a
went
better
up
place
to
every
24
day.
now.
Thank you and
We're
God bless
Republicans.
you.
Okay, Deneen
They're
in Golden
holding it
Valley,
up.
Arizona.
They're holding it up.
On a lighter note, here is an image that was put out by Lauren Boebert on X, a picture of
Boebert.
her and Jim Jordan ahead of the vote. She's saying, I'll keep voting for Jim Jordan until he runs out of yellow ties and blue shirts. She says it's going to be a while. She decided to dress today in a similar fashion that Jim Jordan is fond of. Pamela in New Jersey, Democratic caller.
Hi, I am so happy you took my call. Thank you so much for listening. What I'd like to say is, I don't understand why Republicans think that
Hello,
Democrats
Mike. What's up?
in the House should run to salvage them.
See you, dude.
We have never been helped by the Republicans when we're short votes. Why do they think we should do it? Secondly, I don't understand why so
Okay,
many
so now it's the
Republicans
top of the hour,
believe
so
that
it
money
should
is a
be
problem. In the
momentarily
United States of America, we're the richest
that
country
the House
in the
should
world.
reconvene
Why is it that they're so concerned
and
with how much money is
either
spent
they go
when it
away
comes to something that's helpful and don't have a clue when
or
it's not?
they
help
try
the rich
holding
out.
another
How about
vote.
helping the middle class out?
All right, Pamela's thoughts in New Jersey. We're going to end
Both
the
ought to be
conversation
ashamed.
there for
But,
now. Thank you
if
all
you
for
Dems could
watching
cross over
and
where
having a conversation with us
wouldn't be
today.
a problem.
Right
Congress
now, we're going to bring
should be
you back
united
to earlier in the day
on
when the
this
former
issue.
Speaker Kevin McCarthy
I
gave the
agree.
nomination
I
speech
agree.
for Representative Jim Jordan.
Okay, there we are.
House will come to order. Nominations are now in order. The chair recognizes the gentleman from California, Mr. McCarthy.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to nominate Jim Jordan for the Speaker of the House.
Now, that in itself, having McCarthy stand there and actually say such a thing, should take all
Now,
of
I've
the
listened to
swamp
the
creatures that are
speeches this
behind
week,
him and
I
put
can
them
already
behind
tell you what my friends
Jordan.
on the other side will say using their poll-tested phrases. But let me correct the record. Jim Jordan is an effective legislator. To legislate is about more than the name on the bill. It's about reaching compromise and working long hours behind the scenes to get the job done.
The House will come to order. Gentleman may resume.
When you are the chairman of a committee, you are responsible for dozens of bills passing the House and being signed into law. So let me tell you a few facts that don't come out of the polls. As the leader of the Judiciary Committee, Jim has passed more bills through the House in just 3 years than the entire Democrat leadership team that has their collective 28 years in Congress. Mr. Aguilar has a whopping one whole bill signed into law, a post office in San Bernardino. I guess that's good enough to be caucus chair. Jim Jordan, on the other hand, has a hand in drafting bills like the REINS Act to curb unaccountable bureaucrats. He helped negotiate and pass H.R. 2, the strongest border security bill this House has ever passed. Never could pass a border security bill. That takes leadership. Now they're going to get upset by it. Why? Because every single Democrat voted against securing our border.
They did. They
Democrats
did.
are attacking
You
Jim
can't lie
because
about
they
it.
don't want the American people to remember that they voted against securing and keeping a wide open border. They may not want the American public to know the number of people we catch on the terrorist watch list. They may not want people
Kayla, I'm getting deja vu all over again.
what the future holds in the security for our nation based upon their policies. Name me one bill Democrats passed that would secure our border. I'm waiting. You can't, because they haven't. Mr. Speaker, the truth is, if we measure lawmakers by how many bills have their name on it, we are using the wrong measuring stick. Some of my members I know with the most bills to their name are the most selfish. Jim Jordan, on the other hand, is one of the most selfless members I know. I've known Jim a long time, so I want to do something different. I actually called the freshman members on his committee and asked them, what do you think of your chairman? Here's just a few. I quote, Jim empowers every member of judiciary to pursue what interests them. I quote by another, he lets each of us take the lead on the issues that are important to us, even letting freshmen and junior members take important roles. Another one, he trusts our judgment on how we handle issues and witnesses, and always seeks our input on key issues. Another, as a freshman, he had me lead off a hearing that related to my subject matter expertise, and he goes out of his way to highlight member successes. He is straightforward, honest, and reliable. That is who Jim Jordan is, and that's what being a speaker is all about.
Echo.
Now, some of you might not know this, but Jim and I
Right?
have a long history.
Thanks for repeating yourself.
We created because we take our job serious. I first met Jim as a candidate. I traveled to Ohio. I remember pulling up for breakfast at a Bob Evans in Ohio. There was Jim having a meeting, listening to constituents. I traveled with him throughout the day, from Rotary to Farm Bureau, to just listening to people that had concerns. And I watched them, the same Jim Jordan I see today. He was a leader, a listener, and a fighter. We were actually elected to Congress that same year and became close friends. It was a small class. There was only 13 of us. It was one of the smallest Republican classes in modern history. Over time, we took different routes. Jim actually ran against me for leader in 2018. It was a hard-fought battle. But I never once questioned his skills or commitment to this conference or this country. After the race, I became leader, and we had an opening for the ranking member on House Oversight. Jim didn't even apply for the job. I walked into steering, didn't tell steering. I walked into the other room, and I picked up the phone, and I called Jim. I said, I know you're not running for the job,
Silo,
but I
man.
believe in what
What's up?
Jim Collins
Yeah,
says in the book.
this
Good Living.
guy.
You put the right
No,
people
this
in the
guy.
right seats.
This guy's sitting here trying to tell us
Jim,
that,
you and
we
I
should go ahead
may
and vote for
challenge
Jim
one
Jordan.
another, but you were the right person for that
But
seat. And it was right when he took that job.
they did one vote
It was
today,
right again when I asked Jim to step
and it
up.
went up to 24 Republicans that are against. So I mean,
And join the Intel Committee when Democrats put politics
unless they
over
can
people,
turn something
and
around.
turn the Intel Committee into an impeachment committee. It was right again when we asked Jim to step up and be the right person to lead Judiciary Committee as chair.
Yes, he's convincing everyone.
And
Yes.
Jim is the right person to take that seat.
You convinced,
behind
aren't you, Mimsy?
to be our next Speaker of the House. Mr. Speaker, we have an important job to do. The American people expect us to focus on the most pressing issues. We've watched what the Democrat majority has done and brought us inflation like we haven't seen since the 70s. We've watched what the Democrats have done by opening up our border, bringing fentanyl, killing Americans each and every day. And now we have a war in Israel. This country is too great for small visions. Trust me, being Speaker is not an easy job, especially in this conference. But I've seen Jim spend his entire career fighting for freedom, no matter what, no matter the odds, and I know he is ready for the job. And so it's my honor to say, as a member of the Republican Conference, I am directed by the vote of that conference to present for the election to the office of Speaker of the House of Representatives the name of my friend, the Honorable Jim Jordan, a representative from the state of Ohio. I yield back.
Now, are you gonna get enough people to actually go along with you? Now you got to get this guy to come
The
up here
chair
and
now
nominate
recognizes
Jeffries.
the gentlewoman from Massachusetts, Ms. Clark.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. 212, it's a New York area code. And it's our call for a speaker of integrity, intelligence, and inclusion. 212 is our call for a speaker who will protect our children, our veterans, our planet. 212 is our call for a speaker who will grow the middle class, lower costs, create good paying
There has to be
jobs,
something
and
bad
make
about
healthcare
212.
affordable. 212 is our call for a speaker who will secure liberty, justice, and opportunity for everyone. Well, the unanimous call of 212 House Democrats has been answered by our nominee for Speaker, the gentleman from Brooklyn, the leader of our House Democratic Caucus, the Honorable Hakeem Jeffries. Leader Jeffries has answered our call, but the majority's nominee is disconnected from the American people and their values. MAGA extremism is designed to divide, and it has broken the Republican Party. Their nominee's vision is a direct attack on the freedom and the rights of the American people.
Good job, lady.
And
Good
he's
job.
got the record to prove it.
Now sit down.
The Republican nominee has voted against health care for children, for veterans, even for 9/11 survivors.
You're not making me like you.
He has opposed lowering
Catherine
the cost
Clark.
of insulin repeatedly. He wants to cut Social Security and Medicare. Don't take it from me. It was raised on the other side of the aisle just this week as a selling point to make him speaker. Over his 16 years in the House, the Republican nominee has never supported a farm bill. What does that mean? What does that mean? It means he has turned his back on farmers, on rural communities, and the 11 million children who go to bed hungry in
That's a
this
lie.
country. The
In my opinion,
Republican
that's a lie.
nominee wants a national abortion ban.
She can say what she wants.
With
She
no
has the right to say it.
exceptions for rape,
But
incest, or the health of a mother. We want to make our own healthcare decisions in consultation with our families, our doctors, our faith, not with Jim Jordan.
yeah, your faith at the Planned Parenthood down in the corner. Okay, good
The
faith.
Republican nominee plotted to overturn the 2020 election, traffics in misinformation.
Shouldn't try telling me
and
you're
is
Catholic
a
either.
true threat
Try telling
to
me you're
our
Catholic,
democracy
and you're going to go along with
and
that
our
rhetoric, or you're going to say that you're okay with the abortion. I'm going to tell you that you're wrong. That Catholics
had the
seriously do not believe in
working
abortion.
here in the People's House for almost 10 years. And I've gotten to know
So let's
many
go.
of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle. And I know
For
that
watching.
you hear the same thing that I do. The American people expect us to work
12 likes.
together.
Thank you all so much for hitting
on
that
their
like button. If you haven't done so already, please smash the like button. We're going to see if they decide to do good on this particular count.
It is not too late for the majority to choose a bipartisan path forward to reopen the House. Take yes for an answer. Every day, the majority chooses to engage in a Republican civil war that is threatening their own members instead of engaging with us in the work of the American people is a day that weakens this institution and the standing of our country. We need a speaker who will govern through consensus, not conflict. We need a speaker worthy of wielding that gavel, a leader who will defend democracy, not degrade it. More than ever, we need proven, patriotic, people-first leadership. And that is why I am proud to nominate Hakeem Jeffries as Speaker of the House.
You can see the person that's standing across the little aisle away from him. Nancy Pelosi sitting there. Nancy Pelosi. We all know Nancy Pelosi's the one that's running the show. They're just putting Hakeem Jeffries up on the platform because, that's what they do.
The reading clerk will now call the roll.
Adams. Jeffries. Adderholt. Jordan. Aguilar. Jeffries. Alford. Jordan. Allen, Jordan. Allred, Jeffries. Amode, Jordan. Armstrong, Jordan. Arrington, Jordan. Auchincloss, Jeffries. Babin, Jordan. Bacon, McHenry.
Here we go. Here you go. There's one.
Baird, Jordan. Balderson, Jordan. Ballant, Jeffries. Banks, Jordan. Barr, Jordan. Bedegan, Jeffries. Bean of Florida, Jordan. Beatty, Jeffries. Bentz, Jordan. Barra, Jeffries. Bergman, Jordan. Beyer, Jeffries. Bice, Jordan. Biggs, Jordan. Bilirakis, Jordan. Bishop of Georgia, Jeffries. Bishop of North Carolina, Jordan. Blumenauer,
Wait a minute.
Blunt Rochester.
Is this not? Did he seriously? This is saying earlier today. All right, hold on. Hold on. Something's not right here. What? What did they just do to me? They restarted that? Sounded like they were coming back for another vote. Oh my lord. You gotta be kidding. That's seriously yeah, ridiculous. How freaking ridiculous. They can't figure it out. Anyway, my bad. My bad. I was figuring that they were going to try going back into it, but apparently they don't want to go back into it. They don't want to try figuring out who's the speaker of the house. That was the it respun itself, went back to the original vote. Um, for them to go ahead and do such a thing, this is not good. This is not good. This isn't going to be good for anything or anyone. And yeah, it looks like 10:52. Okay. And so they went ahead and they said that they would do all that, but still didn't come back for the vote? Didn't come back for the vote even after saying that they're. Oh my lord. They're so good at wasting time. They're so good at wasting time. That's what they do. That's what they do professionally is waste time. Waste time and fill you full of bullshit. Absolutely doing zero things right now. They seriously they spun that and they shut it down. They didn't even give us a closing. They didn't even give us proper closing. They didn't say that they were going into recess. None of that. I guess I'm just gonna have to go away for the afternoon. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I really do appreciate y'all coming through today. Squad Bob, thank you again for um, uh, donations of Frog Army memberships. Y'all don't forget to check out the community tab where you can actually get yourself into Discord. Come join conversations there. Um, trying to get myself back into doing all of these wonderful things for and with all of you wonderful people. Tonight I will be back on Rumble for the Friday night open mic. There may be some new people that you have never met before showing up tonight, and there should be some old friends that will be there as well. I'm excited. I'm excited. I do appreciate and love you all so very, very much. If you haven't done so already, do all those YouTube like things and hit that like button. Share this out to those places you like to share things. Let your friends know where you're at. Let them know. Let them know. I'll see you tonight. I'll see you tonight. See you tomorrow on Locals with MG Law. Tomorrow on Locals with MG Law. If you haven't made it into the Locals, it's just another opinion.locals.com. And there's a promo code of Let's Go, LETSGO. Get you a free month. Get you a free month. And, best deal that you could potentially get for any kind of membership anywhere. $50, buy 10 months, get 2 months for free. That's over on the Locals. There's going to be other things that are going to be happening in the Locals as soon as we potentially can. Myself and Beautifully Inappropriate will be reading rest of the Durham report. We're going to do that with the two of us so that way there's some kind of conversation as opposed to just me dry reading something. We're going to try making it a little different and see if we can't have fun with that. If you haven't done so, make sure that you get over there, do all those wonderful things. I will see you tonight. I will see you tonight. We'll leave you with a closing thought.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.